You had Christie saying that, zero tolerance for the homeless. And the homeless people start off, they start off homed, and then they lose their homes and they end up homeless. So it's like saying that, once you're in that condition, you're a problem. And I've always said they're not a problem, they're people that have problems. Since transitioning from the mission to here, this has been a wonderful opportunity for me to continue to serve the populations that I've been serving for years. That's the poor, the impoverished, the disenfranchised, and people whose lives that have been diminished in some capacity by something that happened to them in their life or is happening presently. Particularly Haven is about working with mothers and children and women and children who have, and sometimes whole families who've had issues with the domestic violence and violence in their setting. So that's what this is for me, is just a good opportunity for me to continue on doing what I think I can do best. Because the reality is that there's great need in our community, and anybody who says different is not paying attention to what really is happening. It's not just the economy; it's the fact that things are just not. It's not a healthy community. In 1980, I moved next door to a gentleman named Rex Whiteman, who was the executive director of the mission. At that time, the mission was like 5,000 square feet. And now in my life, I'd always had people living with me, and because I just find people that had need. And so my wife was one of these women that just is a wonderful servant and helpmate, and she said, fine. So we always have like 2 or 3 people living with us. At one point, we had 8 people living with us in a 1-bedroom apartment across from St. Pete's in Pleasantville. And there were people that I just found that didn't have a place to be. I didn't know the mission existed at that time. But when we moved to Absecon, I ran into Rex Whiteman, and he said, would you like to come with me and see what the mission's all about? Because it's interesting. You remember those knobby tires that they had, that made all the spikes in them that they stopped using? He had this van that every night he'd go out, and it would wake me up, and then when he would come back in, it would wake me up. And that would be like 4 in the morning. He'd go out in the morning, like 6, and come back at 4 in the morning, and he was just I'm going, he's either doing something wonderful or he's doing something illegal. I can't figure out what you'd be doing at that time of day and night, working all the time. And he took me to the rescue mission, and there I saw this building filled with people. And at that time, they only had men. They had no women. Women slept, they were sleeping in the dumpsters, or they were at the train station, in the old abandoned cars. There was about maybe 10 women. There was maybe 100 men. Now, of course, it's grown tremendously. And I'm talking about 100 men total, in the city. And we would sleep about 50 to 60 of them a night, and that would be like a huge night. And of course, you've seen the need just get worse and worse as time's gone by. But the reality is that I fell in love with what he was doing, and I started to volunteer. You have those pressures flying at you at the same time. So when all those things hit you at the same time, my Parkinson's, how does it relate to that? It kind of fried my neurons. It was way over the top. There was some times I was very despairing and very, very broken. And I still go through those dark times. Because the same people that gave you accolades and thanked you for helping them, when they turn on you, that's a turkey, man. That's rough. And so it's an adaptation every day. But I'll say this: if Michael Fox can get back on television, I don't think I don't have any issues either, much like his. When it overruns me and takes me over, and I can't do what I do, and I hope I don't lose my cognitive abilities. I think I'm a pretty bright fella. I think I have enough gray matter left, that I should be able to function for a while. When it comes to like serving and helping people, especially people that have needs, I know the resources. I can help them to accomplish the goals they're trying to accomplish if the system works with you.